Whenever I noticed how I was feeling, I would sit down and I'd sit in it.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at celebrities who've opened up about what brought their relationship to an end.
You know, I understand people that feel overwhelmed by life's experiences, and when it throws out, it's not easy.
Sofia Vergara. Vergara and Joe Manganiello seemed like a match made in heaven.
Does he speak Spanish?
No, he doesn't.
He does not.
Thank God.
Why do you say thank God?
You know, sometimes it's good to have secrets.
Unfortunately, trouble was brewing under the surface. The couple's separation shocked fans worldwide, but Vergara knew exactly why they couldn't last: a disagreement over parenthood.
Culture mothers are very clingy to their sons. In fact, the leading cause of death among Colombian women is when their sons get married. But I'm not like that. I just want my Manny to be happy.
Speaking to Spanish newspaper El País, the actress revealed that Manganiello wanted to have kids, while she didn't. At 51 years old at the time of their separation, Vergara was already a mother of a 32-year-old son from her first marriage. She explained in the interview that she felt, quote, ready to be a grandmother, not a mother, to another child.
When my son becomes a dad, let him bring the baby to me for a while, and then I'll give it back to him and go on with my life.
Manganiello denied her side of the story, stating in an interview with Men's Journal that the real reason behind their separation was that they, quote, grew apart. Channing Tatum. Tatum's relationship with Jenna Dewan blossomed on the set of the film Step Up.
So you're gonna ask me to dance?
I didn't know you could dance without your tights.
You don't know what you got yourself into.
While their marriage appeared strong, their clashing personalities were always an issue. The pair's problems intensified after welcoming their daughter, as contrasting outlooks on life just couldn't be ignored.
How's Everly?
She's so beautiful, man. She's about to turn 3 in May, and I mean, we're in the middle of like her real true independence.
In an interview with Vanity Fair, Tatum admitted he'd sensed the inevitable breakup ever since becoming parents. According to the actor, their opposites attract energy was never built to last. Despite the terrifying reality of divorce, Tatum feels the separation was for the best, ultimately bringing him closer to his daughter.
Do you talk about your career, your job, the world of acting? Do you think that's something she'd be interested in?
I think she knows what it is. I think she's expressed certain things. You know, she's like, when we directed our first movie this year called Dog, she wanted to be in it, and we just couldn't never really figure out a place to really put her, because it's just a road trip movie with me and a dog.
Will Smith. Will's marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith has dominated tabloids for years.
And I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah.
But
their connection began during Will's first marriage to Cherie Zampino. Although Jada didn't land the part of Lisa Wilkes, Will's girlfriend on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, her audition led to her meeting the lead actor on set. Will kept their friendship platonic for the sake of his marriage to Zampino, but he realized his feelings for Jada ran deeper.
We had all of these near misses, and every time we saw each other, it was always a beautiful energy.
Right.
During an episode of Red Table Talk, Will confessed that the truth hit him while on a dinner date with Zampino. Overcome with emotion, the performer ducked into the restaurant bathroom and cried, quote, uncontrollably, acknowledging he, quote, wasn't with the person he was supposed to be with.
And then she divorced you.
And then Cherie filed for divorce. She hit me hard. Cherie filed for divorce on Valentine's Day.
Gwyneth Paltrow. With high-profile romances involving stars like Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck, Gwyneth Paltrow was no stranger to media scrutiny over her love life. But many fans thought she'd found the one in Chris Martin.
And you have been married to Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, of course, is her husband. And how long now?
We've been married for, I think we've been together for nearly 8 years, so I think married for 7 years.
That's why their separation after a decade-long marriage shocked fans. In an essay for British Vogue, Paltrow famously called this decision a conscious uncoupling.
The couple said in their Splitsville statement, "While we love each other very much, we will remain separate. We are, however, and always will be a family, and in many ways we are closer than we have ever been."
The realization that her marriage wouldn't last hit her while celebrating her 38th birthday in Italy. Though she initially tried to dismiss these thoughts as fleeting, there was no denying them. Paltrow wrote in her piece, quote, "I knew it. It was in my bones." A few years later, they publicly announced their separation, and their divorce was eventually finalized.
When asked if she would make the announcement in the same way today, Paltrow had this to say.
Not in the same way. It sort of wouldn't be appropriate now. You know, it's like a much bigger business, and I'm not sure that it would be the right place to do something like that.
Katy Perry and Russell Brand's whirlwind romance ended almost as quickly as it began.
It's never a dull moment, I'll say that. It's kind of like an ongoing episode of I Love Lucy. That's why I married him, because he's just so hilarious.
After a 14-month marriage, the pair split on New Year's Eve 2011. Reportedly, Brand sent her a text message to call it quits, and that was the last she heard from him. Her reaction was captured in the documentary Katy Perry, Part of Me, where she processes the breakup just before a performance on stage.
She never cries. I can hear you still.
Perry has said that her ex-husband couldn't handle her skyrocketing fame, claiming that, quote, he didn't like the atmosphere of her being the boss on tour. For his part, Brand asserted that they were headed in opposite directions. But still, breaking up with your spouse moments before the new year? Now, that's one frosty farewell.
Like, that fairy tale that I had is not true for me right now.
Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas seemed head over heels, convincing fans they were in it for the long haul.
I said when I started acting that I would never date an actor, and after I saw Camp Rock 2, I knew it was safe to date Joe.
Most were blindsided by their divorce, especially with how messy it's become. According to Turner, living away from her native UK was too much for her to bear. A visit back home solidified that feeling. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar UK, the actress shared that she felt like her, quote, life was on pause until she returned home. She added, quote, I just never really feel like myself when I'm not in London with my friends and family.
The split fueling headline after headline. Turner telling British Vogue, those were the worst few days of my life.
Unfortunately, this separation has been on acrimonious terms, as Turner sued Jonas for custody of their children in September 2023.
Now the Game of Thrones actress alleging she learned about the divorce through the media, while also alleging Jonas is wrongfully retaining their children in New York City and withholding their passports.
Jessica Simpson. Simpson's marriage to Nick Lachey was among the biggest pop culture talking points of the early aughts.
Is this chicken what I have, or is this fish? I know it's tuna, but it says chicken by the sea. Is that stupid? What?
Their MTV reality series Newlyweds was an absolute phenomenon, as fans tuned in to catch a slice of their lives together.
These are our amazing sheets.
What's amazing, Mom? This is the Egyptian
They're
thread
Egyptian,
count?
yes. And they're from Dallas, Texas.
But there had been trouble in paradise, and shortly after the show ended, the pair announced their separation. In an interview with Jane magazine, Simpson reflected on the moment she knew it was over. That realization came during a humanitarian trip to Kenya, which Lachey had chosen not to join. According to Simpson, being so far away brought her the clarity she needed to live life on her own terms, recalling that, quote, on that day, everything became so clear.
The end of the last season didn't get to be just overwhelming because we were at a place where our communication was no longer communication anymore. Like, it was very one-sided on each side, you know?
Miley Cyrus. Beginning on the set of the last song, Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth's on-again, off-again relationship lasted for a decade.
Ronnie, yes. Okay, I went out with other girls before I met you. But that's the point. It was before I met you. How can you be mad about that?
Will, don't you dare make this about me. You and I both know this is not my fault.
Their surprise wedding had fans believing their issues were in the past, until their split just 8 months later. Naturally, many wondered what went wrong. Years later, Cyrus revealed that she made the decision to end the marriage moments before taking the stage at the Glastonbury Festival. Realizing that the relationship involved, quote, too much conflict, and that times had changed, she knew it was time to move on.
I always kind of say I heal through movement. I heal through traveling and meeting new people. As you lose one person, another person comes into your life.
She decided that Miley Cyrus, the star, wasn't her priority either. Instead, as she put it, Miley Cyrus, quote, the human comes first.
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand.
Adele. Through much of her journey to stardom, Adele was in a long-term relationship with Simon Konecki.
Grammys, I appreciate it. The Academy, I love you. My manager, my husband, and my son. You're the only reason I do it. Thank you so much.
But shortly after tying the knot, the two announced their separation. In an interview with Oprah, Adele candidly talked about when she confronted her failing marriage.
Was there a moment when you knew, or was it a series of things that you said, can't do this anymore?
With my journey, or
with the divorce from Simon?
The revelation came while answering a magazine questionnaire with her friends. When asked about something no one knew about her, Adele found herself opening up about not being happy.
I'm not living. I'm just plodding along. And I remember there was a lyric that I wrote that I put on a song on 25, which was, I want to live and not just survive.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely felt like that.
Though she feels separating from Konecki was for the best, Adele still speaks highly of her ex-husband, saying she would, quote, trust him with her life. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Kelly Clarkson. Couples counseling can save a struggling relationship, but for Kelly Clarkson, it led to the dissolution of her marriage with Brandon Blackstock. The couple separated after 7 years together, officially divorcing 2 years later.
2020 has brought a lot of change also to my personal life. Definitely didn't see anything coming that came.
Their split wasn't for a lack of effort, as Clarkson tried to make it work. However, the singer revealed she made up her mind during a counseling session. Despite initially hoping for a possible reconciliation, Clarkson confessed, quote, I just knew in my heart it wasn't going to happen.
I think it just happens over time, and people tell you that. They're like, don't worry, the end is there, and you're like, shut up. Like, it's like at the time you're just like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to hear all the bumper stickers you're about to feed me.
The realization that things would never improve drove her to seek separation. Following her truth came with its own challenges, as Clarkson and Blackstock ended up in an ugly legal battle, even after finalizing the divorce.
And there's plenty that I will never talk about, because you shouldn't.
Which celebrity separation took you by surprise? Let us know in the comments.
I feel like it was sort of from there that I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing it for?